Hey guys, it's me, jenniebeeeee, and welcome to Elsa the Innkeeper, the prequel. I wasn't sure what exactly to follow up with Honey Pop. I knew I wanted it to be another anime, Japanese style game. And I definitely wanted it to be like an adult game. It's quite hard to find games like Honey Pop where it's quite like game driven and there's a lot of things to do in the game, and you want the fan service and the big anime eyes, you know, and not many games out there like that. So don't expect like a Honey Pop like game. Don't expect the puzzle style tile matching. I have no idea what this game is like. We're going in completely blind, so I am excited to get started. I want to see what this is. I want to check it out. You can find this on Steam, and I'm pretty sure this is a free game. This was a free game for me. So let's get going. Let's start. This might be like a visual novel. This might be, choose my language, English. This might be some kind of RPG. I have no idea. The player does not act just as a protagonist. His judgment affects every character and every action. It didn't get to the last line. Hopefully you guys did. Hi, I am a prince. Well, hello, nobleman prince. I am the protagonist of this story. They asked me to give you some details before we could start our adventure. Well, hello, it's a rich man. What protagonist? If the player will decide to stay on anyone's side, it will be me. I've got a lot of money. Yes, because we all love money. I love money. That's the only thing I follow. Strongman. What a pathetic situation. Why don't you try to earn the player's respect? Such a shame. Aw, she's cute. Hey, no one is the protagonist here. Why are you fighting already? Elsa. Or Elisa. Is it Elisa? I've been saying Elsa this whole time. I think it's Elisa, though. Elisa! I didn't know you were here. You are absolutely right. My dear Elisa, let's ignore these fools. Stay with me. I want to finish my speech. No. I think it's time for me to go. Always the same. Here we are too. What are you doing? Rebecca and Catherine. Ooh, is this Catherine? She has huge boobies. Huge boobies. You two don't have a part in our prequel. You need to wait for the final game to be complete. Elisa, don't go. Oh, too bad. Thanks for playing our game. You are about to read the adventure of the bad guys I have just introduced. Which bad guys? With your support, maybe we will be able to tell you the whole story. Have fun and enjoy our prequel. I'm guessing there's another game after this. I wonder. The air smelled like wood does in the spring, and a faint scent of flowers seemed to soothe the whole room. The inn was warm, hearty. Elisa, the innkeeper, was never-endingly busy, running back and forth between her clients. And if she ever stopped for a minute, it was to clean up after a client that left. At that moment, the prince sat in front of the bar, seemingly lost in thought, with his gaze fixated on her. Damn. She's beautiful. Every time I see her, I fall in love again, just like the first time. He whispered to himself while taking a sip from his beer. The girl, who up until that point was in front of him, noticed her only client was staring at her and decided to get a bit closer, leaning forward to clean up that part of the bar. Have I ever told you I live in a castle? Still busy cleaning, she leaned on the bar, which was still wet. The prince could clearly see through her shirt. Oh, really? You never told me. So I assume you are some kind of nobleman. Full of himself, the young man rose from his stool. I am, without a doubt, one of the most worthy between those who carry this title. Smiling, the innkeeper instinctively paused and turned to her guest, resting her head on her hands. She looked interested. With her shirt all see-through, I'm so interested. Do you mean that you are not like the other nobles around? Wow, you can see everything from this angle. Of course not. Who do you think I am? I've seen many nobles come and go, man. However, you are most fascinating young man in here right now. The room was actually empty, aside from the two of them. She's really playing her cards. So, would you have more than other nobles? The prince took a deep breath. Did she really say those words? He gulped down his entire glass of beer. I own the most majestic castle in all of Florence. Italy? Florence, Italy? And what else? She is so close that I can smell her scent. It's so sensual. I never found such a smell. I would love to caress her. Should I try to? Maybe I should. Suddenly, a wild feeling overwhelmed him. I believe it's time for you to wake up. What? Ah, it was all a dream. It was all a dream. You should wake up now. The image of the innkeeper, which at first was crystal clear and beautiful, as they rose on a warm spring morning, started fading while the tone of her voice seemed to lose intensity. It was all the dream. Such a shame. Beautiful things don't last long indeed. The prince woke up slightly dazed. Just a dream. He thought, sorely disappointed, as he brought a hand to his forehead and tried to stand up from his lying position. Well, there is wine broken all over the floor. The pot is off. Like, what? Did you come in drunk? My head hurts really bad. What could I have ever done last night? He looked around and saw broken glasses, bottles, plates that were pretty easy clues. What did I do? Have I been robbed? He sluggishly muttered. Had it really been a burglary, he would have been left naked, as expensive his clothes were. What could have possibly happened? I feel so sick, and this room has a weird smell. The windows were closed and the drapes shut so that the sunlight barely entered the room. And despite the silence, his head kept hurting really bad. The only thing I remember how tired I was as I went to bed. But I do not recognize this place. I should be at another inn. Ow. Thinking is not helping. I think I will sleep some more. And just leave the broken glass everywhere. Nausea and headache are definitely not best friends when one desires to use his head. Moreover, it is really hard to give up such a nice dream. The sun had only risen a few hours ago. Why should someone suffer and wake up so early in the morning? Especially if he does not need a job to earn a living. Back to bed or investigate? Investigate! Do I get to investigate? No. I can't really do this. It's impossible to go back to bed. There's a disgusting stench in here. Deeply disturbed by the smell and filth in the room, the prince couldn't help but feel shocked at the mess inside. Usually, any displaced item is enough to make me lose my sleep. Whatever could have happened. The truth, that wasn't really a good time to fall back asleep. Such memory lapses should really not be neglected. Maybe I'm worrying about it too much, he said to himself, trying to ignore the pulsating pain in his head and the nausea. Still, it's probably a good idea to look around. The room was a pigsty, hazardous even, with shattered plates and glasses. Moreover, some of the chairs were turned over. The fireplace was spouting ashes all over the floor, and the bed sheets were on the floor as well. Oh, it pains me, the floor! The room is so messy! First of all, let's open the window. I don't think I can bear the stench without vomiting. So he opened the window and lingered there for a moment to take a deep breath of fresh air while he was thinking back to the dream he just had. I was definitely dreaming about something interesting. What was it, though? The white, wet curtains of the prince was leaning on reminded him of the dream he thought he'd forgotten 1 second ago. Oh, it's fading back into memory a little bit. A tiny bit. He's got little, like, sparkles around him. He's shining. So shiny. Of course, now I recall. I was dreaming about Elisa. Now that I think of it, yesterday afternoon, after speaking with the merchant, I wanted to go see her. He slowly buttoned up his vest as he focused his thoughts on reconstructing the recent events. Now I remember. I was arguing with that merchant for the sale of my castle, when at some point we decided to walk towards this inn to wrap up the business. When everything got settled, we started drinking, and then I can't remember anything else. A worrying feeling of anxiety filled the mind of the young man, who kept brooding about his memory lapses of the past night. What if that blasted merchant made me sign the deal? In panic, he started rummaging around to find his clothes, which were strewn across the room. I can't see any bag filled with gold on the table. Drunk as I was, for what I can remember, I could have even gifted my castle away. After a few moments, his clothes started to pop up, scattered in every corner of the room as if they'd been hidden. It was actually quite an effort to collect them. Somehow, his gloves managed to end up in the furthest corner under the bed. You have your gloves on right now. Don't even lie. You lying face. This is a lying face. Stretching as much as he could, the prince extended his hand and felt something other than his gloves. He was certain he heard a faint metallic sound. Maybe a coin. A sword. What's this? His hope was to find some gold. However, as he moved the sheets away, the only thing he managed to see under the shadow of the bed was a silver blade. He sighed, and with some precautions, he pulled out what was, by all counts, a sword. What is this doing here? He asked himself, while wielding the object, looking for more details. A sword? Why would a sword be in my room? The blade was completely made of silver, his hilt covered with brown cloth. It looked more like a decoration than a weapon. The prince was tense and hesitated. All right. I believe I'll take it with me. If someone was so foolish that they left it behind, their loss. He shrugged and smiled. He turned and immediately saw the scabbard leaning against the wall. With the state in this room, I'm not so sure I should walk down to pay. It'll cost me a fortune to compensate all this damage. I think it'd be better just to leave here a few coins and get out quickly. You cheap little... God, this guy. Calmly, he fastened his belt just right and sheathed the sword with care to avoid damaging it. Great. Time to go. I'm a lock sword. I bet you I wouldn't have got the sword if I chose to go back to bed. Knock, knock. Knock, 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 knock. Suddenly, someone knocked at the door. Who could it be? Is it a waiter asking for money? I should really go. Knock, knock. The knocking at the door became louder. I know you're in there. Open the door. Recognizing the merchant's voice, the prince froze. He even stopped breathing to make as little noise as he could. What the heck do I do now? I'm tired of waiting. I've got the papers to sign here. Remember the deal we made yesterday afternoon? Wait a second. A If he came here to make me sign the documents, it means yesterday he wasn't able to get anything out of me. My fears were unfounded. I'm getting ready. Give me a moment to dress up. I have no time to lose waiting for you to titivate yourself. Open this damn door. The prince was busy fixing up his clothes as well as he could, trying to remember all the details of the deal he agreed upon the day before. It would have been unforgivable to appear without having any idea of how to resume the talk. Yeah, that'd be pretty unprofessional. Oh, my sword's up there, up in the corner. Can I click on it? Oh, I missed that. Oops. Probably shouldn't just click on willy-nilly. I will never be able to clean all this up, he said, giving up as he walked up to the door. I actually thought last evening. Why don't you clean up a bit before going to bed? His shame became so unbearable that the prince impulsively jumped out of the room. Here I am. Can we take a seat downstairs? I would like some privacy. Your room would be perfect for that. What need is there to stay in the room when we can talk downstairs and have a drink? I don't really feel like drinking after last night. Oh, please, let's walk down. I'll offer you a round. No, I'm really not feeling like it. I mean it. Don't make me beg you. For what I care, you're free to drink all you want afterwards. Please, let's go in. I want to close this up quickly. What if I offer you lunch? A fancy steak or some cake? We could even invite a fine lady to lunch with us. What about this? What the hell are you hiding in that room? You came to the point of offering me a meal. This is so unlike you. Quit the excuses. Please, make way. The glare of the prince hearing those words became almost threatening. I'm dead serious. It is a bad idea to enter. He added, imposing himself between the door and the other person. Oh, they went inside anyway. Seeing this scene, the merchant gave up insisting and finally decided to listen to the prince. He turned and started walking down the stairs. Oh, so he saw it, and then he was like, yeah, okay, let's just go. Once to the bottom of the stairs, they picked a table in a less crowded corner so that they could have some quiet while they talked. Before I sign, I would like to know what happened last night. My mind is clouded. I don't remember much at all. He's got such a cute little face. He said, sitting on the stool. Very patiently, the merchant started explaining the events of last night without omitting a single detail. Last night, we came to this inn because the sun was setting, and finally we managed to agree on the last details of our deal. So last night, you did not coerce me into signing against my will, right? I wish. Last night I squandered a fortune to have him drink, but this guy is stingy even while drunk. Who do you think I am? I'm an honorable person in business. Very well. So, where are the papers? Let's not waste any more time. Bring them out. The merchant brought out the written deal, but it was easy to tell that any kind of excitement had disappeared from his face. He certainly did not expect an easy deal. However, the unexpected hurriedness of the prince was getting on his nerves. To this final deal we agreed on yesterday, I urge you to sign it now so we can leave this hole quickly. And I will not have to deal with you again. After a quick read, the prince grabbed a pen from his pocket and inscribing a quick and clean signature on the deal. Inscribing. Look at my signature! I signed. Now give me the money. Don't worry about that. The prince saw the merchant about to stow away the papers in a bag, and he had sudden doubt. He swiftly grabbed the arm of the merchant, stopping him. Has he noticed? What does this part mean? Are you talking about this small variation? It's only about 50 coins, just a tiny detail. How could you dare modify your proposal without telling me? I saw that your castle was in need of renovations. This calls for additional expenses. Lowering the amount I'm offering for the purchase was the very least I had to do. And you took the liberty of not notifying me? Did you not think I wouldn't notice? The sum I deducted is yet another concession I made. For your castle, I would need to spend at least double that. It requires extensive renovations. If I did not say that before, it was only to spare you more concerns. This makes no sense! For you, perhaps. Are you really hoping that I'll agree to this? I would, yes. You have little choice after all. Did he sign it already? He did. Confront or slip away? Okay. Confront! The merchant crossed his arm and made himself more comfortable on the stool. He took a look at the prince and was rereading the contract. He can think about it as much as he wants. I have no wish to give him more concessions. Are you kidding me? He asked, now dead serious as he put down the documents. In such business, I am always serious. 50 gold coins is no small change. I am a merchant. I know the difference between a fair deal and a rip-off. Right. You should feel honored to have such a seller as me. I am part of the nobility after all. After we seal this deal and after the voice gets around, you will have many more clients willing to make business with you. The merchant was not convinced by this argument at all. He sneered and replied swiftly. These are empty words. You are a prince. You are wenchwich. However, your father squandered away all you had. Do not say one more word for your own sake. The prince looked extremely frustrated, rage and anxiety showing on his face. The merchant, unfazed, kept talking. You need this money. I cannot see any alternative for you if you do not take this deal now. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Are we going to fight? I have a sword! The nobility has two defining characteristics, pride and dignity. In front of such a blatant humiliation, one of these two have failed the young prince. Blinded by rage, he jumped forward and threw his stool down and unsheathed his sword. I told you to shut up. Are you deaf? This is not about money anymore. This is your life on the line. The merchant, one moment ago so relaxed and confident, transformed completely. He stood up shaking his face, turned white, and raised his hands. Let's keep calm, please. There's no need for excuses. It's just business. I had no intention of showing disrespect. But that's what you did. If this is business indeed as you say, then you certainly do not look like a shrewd businessman. In fact, I am surprised that you are still alive. As the prince neared the end of a sentence, his blade neared the neck of the merchant. The scene only lasted a few seconds, but these people, it felt like minutes, or hours even. The merchant thought he was done for, but luck, usually not taking any part in these occasions, sided with him. Stop, or I'll have to call the guards. A waiter came to the two, just at the right time. His intervention effectively diffused the tense situation. Do not meddle in other people's business, boy. The sword very close to the merchant's neck started shaking as the host of bad thoughts and doubts was filling the mind of the prince. Damn! Why did he have to intervene now? His satisfaction could cost me my freedom. I cannot make any mistakes. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten drunk, dude. Alright? Please. You're right. Let's put this away. I am convinced. I will give you these 50 coins. No, this affront is too grave. 50 coins are not nearly enough. I demand double that in compensation. Double? Please, be reasonable. It is you who has to weigh your next words. Well, my dear merchant. Leaving this phrase hanging as a threat, the prince grabbed his hilt strong as he drove the sword into the table. His motion was so quick and sudden that everyone in the room jolted. The waiter pushed aside the crowd behind him and left the room without saying anything else. A broken sword? Why did I have to get all angry and break the sword? Okay. Oh, I got some money. Alright. I got some money, a broken sword, and my pride was definitely destroyed. Boo-hoo. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Leave it on me getting the money. Got the money. Dan, he certainly went to fetch the guards. And the waiter catching the guards. So, let's see if we can save. Okay, you guys, so that was Elisa the Innkeeper. This game is definitely like a story visual novel game, but you can make choices. So that's pretty cool. I like that I can make choices. And they seem to have effect, especially on the sword. Now it's all broken because it's the choice that I effing chose. Let me know if you guys liked it and if I should play some more, because I'm into it. I'm down to play some more. I do have another anime Japanese style game backed up if you guys are into this one. So just let me know. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you check out my other videos, and I will catch you guys later.